Hello, everybody. Welcome to QuilTube. And the only reason I say that is because I've been watching Stitching with the Sisterlies. All these girls. They've created a QuilTube video separate from their FlossTube videos. And I've been doing this for a couple of years, but I kind of just dropped the QuilTube label from my descriptions of my videos. So this is QuilTube number 24. If I go back and count all the videos that I've done. So I'm just going to go back to using that and see and go along with Cheryl's little plan to see if we can build this community of, quiltubers like we have floss tubers. If you know what floss tube is, it's for cross stitch. So I wanted to give you an update. Today was the release of week 4 for Laundry Basket Quilts and the birthday mystery so along. And I created my block today. And it is right over here. My favorite block, the Churn Dash block. So there is my block. And I love it. And so last week I announced that I was also making these little 3.5-inch squares with a heart on it that I will top stitch down eventually that matched 2 of the fabrics in the block. Well, the fabric that I used for the churn dash, or what I think Edyta calls it, the monkey wrench, this fabric was a 2 5-inch charm squares. So there wasn't enough left over to make a heart. So I grabbed a different fabric. So at least I got one for each block. And what I'm doing with these when I'm done, I really don't know. It could be pillow shams. It could be another quilt. I don't know how big it's going to get, but I'm going to have one for every block. And we'll see where that goes. So I was working on, I was also going to do a week in review of everything that I have worked on since the last video on the laundry basket quilts update. Here are the other blocks that I've done if you haven't seen them. So this is week 4. This is week 3. My heart, little doves on the. And this is week 2. And the little heart to go along with that. And this was week 1. And the matching heart. So there. It's going to be so adorable. I can't wait to finish this. So I'm working on that. And I'm thinking, I need something seasonal. Valentine's is coming up. I got to have something. Christmas was coming down. So the Christmas banner on the front door had to come down. And I need to replace it. I liked having something there. So I decided to take a little trip through my parts center. That's what Pat Sloan calls it. The Orphan Blocks Parts Center. And I found some pretty neat things. And I kind of went a little crazy with some of these things. And I've kind of put a halt to that and just decided, I can go a little nuts, go down these little rabbit holes and get a little stuck. And then you kind of got to put the brakes on and say, wait, in reality, can you actually do all of this? What do you really want accomplished? And let's the parts center. And I found this. This is a pattern, my favorite pattern. I love basket blocks. So Socialites, this is, I don't know, when was this done? Socialites is a sew-along done by the Fat Quarter Shop that I've never participated in, but I was collecting the box. They're free, so I take the patterns and put them in my pattern book. And it gives you the 3-inch, the 6-inch, and a 9-inch size. And I like small blocks. So I made a little 3-inch block. and I did a laundry basket quilts. I've also got in here that I didn't know was in here was a little turn dash in reds. So, and also in here is the fabrics that I intended to do a whole bunch of those little baskets out of. So I will pick that back. What I was intending to do, I think I wanted to make a whole quilt, but or like a throw size or something like that out of the. And this was my favorite. This is my favorite fabric right here, my favorite one. And so I had a whole bunch of it at the time. I've since used quite a bit of it, but I want to continue with that small block thing. So I've kept all that. And I think this is another reason why I have all of these blue and white fabrics in this thing, because I have other things that I found. Not that I forgot that I had done them, but I don't know why I put them in the parts center to begin with. So, well, I didn't finish it for one thing, so that might have been, part of it. But I'm going to share my screen and show you a picture because it's kind of big to bring over here and show right here. So I'm going to share my screen and I want to pull up that picture. Oh, I guess I can't. This is just the website stuff that I can share. Here it is. So this is what I found. I found this like a baby size quilt. And I was starting with these log cabin blocks and kind of running it around. And then I like the piano key borders and stuff. And then there's smaller log cabin blocks in the corners of this entire quilt. And I think what I was going to do is like in a round, create my own quilt with some blocks just out of blue and white. And so I have this block too. And this is out of the Sew in Love book by Edyta. I made that top quilt, by the way, and it is sitting on my sewing machine desk behind the computer here. It's all basted and ready to be quilted. See, I'm losing all of my templates from the book that I made. I use template plastic and make templates. So I had, and this book, by the way, and it's in the description, I have a link to it, is 30% off right now at Fat Quarter Shop. So get yourself one of these because there is some beautiful blocks in here and some beautiful patterns and some beautiful ideas and yeah, go for it. This was my very first curve piecing project that I ever did. And it actually turned out really, 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 this was my practice piece before I did it on the actual red and white. But this turned out really, really well. So I need to put this in something and make something out of it. But I also have, and what I found in there were more log cabin blocks. I got more of these. I got quite a few of them. So I'm going to lay these out and figure out what I can make with all of these log cabin blocks. So I've got them in lights, I've got them in creams, I've got them in dark blues and light blues. And so I think I'm gonna do around this, but I got to get some more fabric because all I have for this project for the birthday mystery is like 10-inch squares and charm squares left over. And at Laundry Basket Quilt Shop, I have in my checkout a couple of fat eighth bundles. So I can put a border around this so that I can fit 2 of these on each side and then come up with something to put in the corners. So I got to finish making these. I got to finish doing something with these. And so that other quilt I showed you that's hanging on the wall, that is going to be, that I'm leaving that as it is. I'm going to get some backing fabric and some binding, and we're just going to finish it off. And it'll be a great big table topper for me since I don't have any babies to give it to. So, but I am going to use it, and I'm very, very excited about that. So there was one more. I had a bunch of blocks. And this pattern, I believe I got from a sew along that Quiltville USA was doing, Bonnie. And I put this together. There were 9 blocks, and I stuck them all together and made another little table topper. So I'm very excited about this. So all I did was I just created a bunch of tops that need to be quilted and finished. And so I just added to my need to be quilted pile, and it's quite large. I'm going to have a video of that at some point. This back here is also something I found. I was making a bunch of economy blocks or square and square blocks out of Spring Brook from Corey Yoder. So there were a whole bunch of different, they were all individual. So I just sewed them all together. There's like one extra. So, and I still have a Jolly Bar, a full Jolly Bar, a half a Jolly Bar, a couple charm squares. So I can add on that one. So I thought I stuck it on a padded hanger with pins. So that's how I got that on there. So I can hang that up so I can see it and look at it. The other thing I'm doing with Laundry Basket Quilts is I started the blue hearts after I had already started making some red ones. So I'm going to make a Valentine's thing. I've got a bench pillow. I just took the Christmas one off of it, the Christmas cover. And so now I need to replace it with something. So I think I'm going to make a Valentine one. And I don't know if it'll get finished by then, but I'm going to try. But these are my red hearts. I've only got 4 of them. I've got a basket or a bin full of scraps from that Sew in Love quilt. All the scraps that came from that went into that bin. And you will be seeing that Sew in Love quilt, this quilt, soon. We're taking my mom's quilt to the Quilter this week, and then this will go after that. So, because I need to get this quilted and used. So that's next. So that's my Sew in Love update. So there were others in the Part Center Orphan Block section. So I found this block, little bird block, and I've included links to all these patterns because I'm looking for things that are springy and for things that are Eastery and Valentine's right now. So this is the Feathers pattern by the Pattern Basket, and I love this. And this works really well for these types of light fabrics, actually all kinds of fabrics. I've got a link that goes to this there too, so you could see other things. So I need to do something with this block, either make some more, because I also did find the fabrics that were used for this, and I don't know the designer anymore. Maybe somebody else knows, but it was a Jolly Bar that I had gotten in one of my Sew Sampler boxes, I think. And I'm not sure if even these came with it, but I got all these fabrics. I thought, oh, I can make some more birds with it. But then I also found, I knew I had made some Easter bunnies. And that's the Easter Parade from Center Street Quilts. I bought that pattern and downloaded it. And there is a bunny. And a carrot. A little wrinkly. I haven't ironed it, but I don't know if I'm going to continue on with that theme. Now that I found the pattern, the baskets and the pattern, or the fabric, and I found fabric and the bunnies. So I knew I was making them one year, and I had gotten these 3 years ago, shortly after I just moved in here, because I know I was working on them then. So I got all of that. So I don't know what I'm going to do next because I'm still in the middle of finishing up a Valentine project. Other things I found in the parts basket was this. It's an Asterisk quilt. I made it in blues because it looked a little snowflakey to me. And this is and this is more than 3 years ago. I was in every month I would get a new foundation. It was a foundation paper piece, by the way. A new foundation paper piece pattern from Quiet Play. And I've got links to all of this in the description. But I had gotten all of those in. So they're all in my pattern boxes. But I had found this and I'm like, oh, this needs to get something done with it. So I can make like a coffee or a mug rug or something out of that. So I pulled that out to finish that up because it doesn't need to belong in the parts center. It can be done. Something can be done with it. And then the other one I found, and I couldn't find the pattern for this, but it was for a ladybug. And I was practicing with this one. And this I did around 2020 though, I believe, because I had made something with the same fabrics for my sister for her birthday. And it's got the backing fabric already. Just needs to be quilted. And I believe this was a paper pattern too by Quiet Play. And I couldn't find it on our website. So I'm not sure where I got it from, but it was paper pieced. So that is going to be made into something. I'll put it in the pile and we're going to go through that at some point, the whole thing that's in there and the order in which I intend to have things done. So then, what else have I done? While I was on Fat Quarter Shop website. I was watching Fat Quarter Shop videos. It was like a behind the scenes kind of thing. And she was showing finishes from 2023. And I saw a fig tree thing that I have to do because I have wanted to get this book for the longest time. I love this blue quilt right here. I want that. But it's so springy and cheery too. And so I bought the book because there is, and this is not a colorful pattern. So let me share my screen and we will go to the Fruit Medley. All right, so this is what I want to do. I want to make that table runner. And it tells you need to go and make that little pattern from the book. But then these are finishing instructions, and it's from the Fat Quarter Shop. So I put the link to this in there as well in case somebody else wants to do it with me. And I'll let you know when I get started because I think this is more of a kind of like a mid-spring summer thing. So I'll probably do it end of March, April. I also bought a Fat Quarter bundle of Fruit Cocktail laundry bag, or not, from Fig Tree. So I also got that. So I am ready to get going on that. I may need some more fabrics, but you know what? I don't want to find them. Like for the border and the backing and stuff like that. I may need to get some of that, but I at least got that because I think that was the last Fat Quarter bundle there was because I thought I had not yet purchased it. And so I went to the Fat Quarter website to go to my checkout and check out. And it was not there was nothing in my basket. And I was like, no, everything's sold out. Yeah, that wasn't the case. I had already bought it. So it's gone now. You can't get the Fat Quarter bundle. At least, unless she makes another one and you put a notify me or something, but I don't have a link for that. So, and the next thing that I found watching Fat Quarter Shop, see, I get on these tangents, but this is a sew along that's going to start on February 22nd, and I'm definitely going to do this. But this is for Millie's Dresses from Lori Holt. And let me share my screen to the actual pattern. And there we go. We got Millie's Dresses. Yeah, I'm definitely going to make this. I didn't buy any fabric because I'm going to use my stash and do it from there. And at first I was thinking I was just going to do all blue and white dresses. I don't know, I'm on this blue thing lately. And then I was like, I don't know yet. There's time to think about it because they actually thought this had started already, because in the tutorial that Kimberly was doing, she was actually giving you a tutorial or some tips and tricks on how to sew the dress together. So, but you do have to purchase the pattern. So I went out and purchased the PDF pattern and downloaded it because I thought it started right away. I didn't know I had time to get an actual pattern. So, but that's okay. I will work with the black and white copy. So that starts on February 22nd. So I forgot to put that in the description. So I will note that in there at some point. So the other thing is that we can review the things that I have done is that this week I also finished. Whoops, let me get back off of here. See, full screen. I finished the tulip block, getting caught up, trying to get this hometown sew along finished. So this is all fused together, and I will top stitch this whenever I get to it. And blocks 4 and 5 that go along with that hometown sew along. I do have the link down below for the sew along guide for this, because you don't need to purchase a pattern, but the cutting instructions are there, and all of the videos are on Lori Holt's website, so you can follow along with any tips and tricks and check her blog out for any other tips and tricks on how to get to sew these blocks, to get these blocks together. So, and I think I was going to do the same thing with the one that's going on right now, and for the life of me, I cannot remember the name of it. It's a circle. You applique that onto squares, and inside the circle is a pieced block. I can't remember, heirloom or something like that. So I'm still working on this. I thought I was going to kind of work on them on Sundays and Mondays, but I got a little, I wanted to get my Valentine project complete, which is next up here. And this is the Made with Love. It's a free pattern by the Fat Quarter Shop, and I've got a link to this down there too. And I have the top finished, and I don't even remember who the fabric designer is of this. I think I got this in one of those Valentine's Day things. So I have a fat quarter. So the sides were a little too long to run length of fabric. So I just made sure that when I had to piece it together, that I pieced it so it matched. So I didn't do too shabby, huh? Pretty good, huh? And I did that on both sides, but the top and bottom are all in the right orientation. But and I think I can tell you who the designer is, but I don't have, I just working with fat quarters. And so there's little chunks left from doing this project, or bigger chunks, but still this is a nice size project. So I need to piece my backing. And so I've made 4 hearts that are going to go down the middle of the back. Such a grainy picture. I was on Amazon yesterday looking for new webcam, a different webcam for my computer, and I think I found something. So, okay, so this is going to be the binding for it. It's pink, and I think this will tell me. I know one of the edges told me what fabric this was from, who the designer was. I think it was Danny Mogstad. I remember which one is it that actually tells me. I may have already cut it off. I'm looking. Yeah, I can't remember. I should have wrote it down. It's probably in my little bin here where I throw all my scrap pieces that are going to go in the garbage, the trash pieces. So I don't know, Hans. I'm sorry. I think it came in my if I can find it, I'll add it to the description at some point because they can edit that for quite a while. But it's Riley Blake fabric, and I have these little chunks left, and I kind of wanted to use this plaid for like the whole back of it, but I obviously don't have enough. So I'm trying to piece it together to make to get a backing that'll fit the back. But then I also was looking, just kind of staring in space, and found this is a red print with like a pink diamond in it. And this is another Riley Blake, and it's called Happiness is Homemade by Lori Whitlock. It's an older piece of fabric, but I have like a yard of it. So I have plenty to use it to make the back, and I think that'll work just fine for the binding. But yeah, the picture's not so great on here. I need a new webcam, you guys. All right, so that's I'm going to finish this up, and then we're going to go to figuring out what I'll work on after that. I think I want to do another Valentine project, but probably not because it's getting too close to Valentine's, and I want to be done with Valentine's when Valentine's gets here. So I might work on that fruitcake so long, the fruit medley table runner. So I'll keep you posted on that. Let's see. The other two things I'm working on. So I'm also a little bit obsessed with 2-color quilts. I love 2-color quilts, and I've wanted to make them for myself for a very, very long time. And I've shown this on previous videos, but I got this project back out. It's a yellow and white basket quilt. And I now have 14 of these blocks, and they're going to go on point. But I got 14 of these made, and I'm just going to keep making them until I run out of fabric or I put them on a wall and it just seems like it's big enough. I'd like to make a queen size one for my bed, but I'm not sure if I have enough fabric to do a queen size, but these are quite big blocks, so I might be able to squeeze it out. We'll see. Otherwise, we just get fabrics for borders. I kind of want to do something in like a yellow floral or a toile for the backing and the borders. So we'll see. But I'm working on that. I'm trying to get at least one block a day or a week done. And because this has been sitting around for quite a while too. And in my nice little yellow bin. And so then I was at work one day bored, and I was just drawing. I was drawing things. And I started putting, like, they're not all, 2 of them are my favorite quilt blocks, but one of them's not necessarily. But when you put the 3 together, it came up with a really decent pattern in a particular order. And so I started making 6-inch blocks of red and white. So I've got an Ohio star. This one here, I have to replace this with a white. My pattern that I drew not in my head, I have on paper, the pattern that I drew, if it's white, and you put these blocks together in a particular order, the secondary pattern turns out pretty cool. And these are done with some Joann fabrics. They're not the Kona cottons, but I think they're the broadcloth ones. I'm not sure. So, but I've got like 3 yards of each of them. So I've got a Ohio star block, a shoe fly block, and my favorite, the turn dash block. And so I've got a bin just for that. So I'm just going to be churning out, no pun intended, one of each of these blocks a week as well. I just got my descriptions on how to cut out the fabrics. They're all 6-inch blocks, so I've got that I'm working on. So I'm trying to work on that at least like on Thursdays or Fridays or something like that. So I just need to do those 4 blocks a week. The Laundry Basket Quilt blocks once a week. Hometown once every 2 weeks maybe. I don't know. I got a little crazy with what I found in the orphan block box in the parts center that I kind of lost interest in working on hometown because I was a little excited about what I was finding in there. So I think I have covered it. Oh, I did not cover it all. I have finished my mom's quilt top. The top is done. It is, and we're going to start from scratch here. The pattern came from this May 2022 issue of Today's Quilter. And the quilt is this one. It's called Lady of the Lake. And it is done in golds and teals and off-white. Now, I have a picture I can share with you. But this is, it's 90 by 90. And the top is done. And it's massive. It's huge. And I've got to get the backing cut in piece because it's 8 yards of normal fabric, or 9 yards I think I got. Let me pull that out. This is the backing fabric that's going to go on it. It's Laundry Basket Quilts backing. And let me show you a picture of it sitting on my mom's bed. Because we laid it out. She was going to like it. There she is. I have it. I've been working with it so that these triangles were up in the upper left. So to me, it's on here upside down, but really you can have it any way you want. But it's going to work out really, really nice in her room. And it hangs off the edges just fine, just enough. We don't need to add any borders or anything to it. So this top is done. I need to cut this backing and get it ready to go to the quilters. So that's next on the agenda. This is like, I want to get it there this week if we can. So I would like to take my mom there. I work Wednesday night, so maybe Thursday or Friday we'll go out to dinner after dropping it off, or go to lunch after dropping it off, depending on what time. So I'll get in touch with my mom, but I hope to have this done. I want to work on this. Oh shoot, I work tomorrow. Thursday, it has to be done. So I'll be working on that. So yay, 2 years. I've been working on that since that magazine came out, May 2022 issue. And we went shopping for the fabric within a month after that. And it's been on and popping ever since. So it's taking me quite a while to get this done. So anyway, I am very happy to have that. And there's my weekend review. I actually finished this like 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, something like that. And just needed to get the backing taken care of. But that's where we're at with that. And I'll be back next week with another Laundry Basket Quilts block update and where I am with that love wall hanging. I'm going to make that for my front door. So I should hopefully have that finished by then too. And work on my red and white and yellow and white quilts. And then I may make some Easter bunnies. I'm not sure. I'm kind of don't know where I'm going with that. I have to finish Valentine's and then my brain will be able to start churning out new ideas as to what to work on next. So hope maybe Hometown will have another block next week too, but we'll do this update on Wednesday or Tuesdays, Wednesdays, something like that on a weekly basis. And maybe in between there'll be something special or a topic particular related. I do have pictures and a video of something that I did do, a DIY project that I did do that I thought maybe I could share my process with you. So watch for that coming in the future. I just noticed these sitting back here. I found these in my parts bin too. There are a bunch of 9 patches in laundry basket quilts. It's in reds and rusts and golds, and then there's a bunch of these hourglasses and greens and stuff. I was making so along with a primitive gatherings called I can't remember the name of it. I don't know. Right now you have to purchase the patterns, and I don't know that I downloaded them and saved all of them. They're in my but I was going to make a green and red one. I forget what it was called. Hers was red, white, and blue. She did with the scraps from the American Gatherings flag quilt. I've got that hanging in the closet that needs to be quilted because that's a top that's complete. So, and that's going to happen this year because I want that by 4th of July. So I think that'll happen after the Sew and Low quilt. But anyway, I digress. I'm going off on a tangent, but I found some more pieces and I'm going to make something out of this too. I am. I don't know what yet. I started laying them out, and I might go ahead and finish some of the other blocks. I'll have to look for the pattern so I can make it look, so I could just make a smaller version of whatever that thing was. I'll keep you updated on that because I set this aside because I was actually going to go look at that, do some more research. So I'll keep you posted. Anyway, I hope you all have a great week. Happy quilting. And I hope you're enjoying the weather because it's actually starting to warm up here. We're at like almost 40 degrees yesterday and today. So after being in the like 16 below. So this is really nice. I've got some errands to run outside today. So I'm looking forward to getting outside. Take care, everybody. Happy stitching. Love you. Bye.